To begin deliberations around the tracks of this event, I want to reiterate the urgency of addressing climate change. The alarming surge in heat waves, wildfires and floods across the globe is an unmistakable sign that climate upheaval is right here on our doorstep. As in every other region across the world, countries in the Middle East and North Africa have been profoundly affected by the climate crisis. Over the past century, temperatures in this region have risen by a staggering 1.5 degrees Celsius, surpassing the global average by 50%. Extreme heat is making some areas uninhabitable, shrinking agricultural crops and depleting already scarce water resources. Agriculture, a vital sector, is extremely susceptible to changes in temperature and rainfall patterns. Rural communities bear the brunt of these impacts. This is compounded by desertification and land degradation, threatening food security. And these changes have a profound implication for societies and economies, exacerbating displacement and social instability. Nevertheless, amidst these complex challenges, there are a wealth of opportunities within our collective reach. Nature-based solutions, including climate-smart farming and wetland restoration, hold significant promise and potential.
Et comment on va remplacer
ecosystems, establish green infrastructure, enhance community resilience, and ensure food and water security. Numerous nationally determined contributions from countries in MENA already incorporate nature-based solutions. Urgent priority must now be given to their implementation. Furthermore, in this region and others, scaling up of climate finance is absolutely crucial. Cumulatively, NDCs across the region foresee over $600 billion of investment needed by 2030 for climate mitigation and adaptation actions. To unlock the benefits of enhanced climate finance, we must explore strategies such as leveraging debt for climate solutions, utilizing carbon market mechanisms, and directing climate funds towards the most vulnerable of communities. Our recent synthesis report on the global stocktake has highlighted that we are not meeting our Paris Agreement commitments and that our implementations have fallen well short. In response, we must take decisive action to course correct. This means a renewed commitment to ambitious pledges and concrete actions to reduce emissions by 43% by 2030 compared to 2019 levels. It is essential to steer us back on course and limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. The solutions, best practices, and lessons you share this week will be instrumental in bolstering ambition in Dubai.
Et on va faire ce semaine.
COP28 must be a turning point. To set out milestones for decarbonization of our economies, to prioritize sustainable development, and to ensure just transition for all, leaving no one behind. I acknowledge the enormity of the challenges we face, yet I am steadfast in my belief that the opportunities before us are equally immense. By integrating climate mitigation and adaptation solutions into climate plans and commitments, we forge a resilient path forward for our planet. So I urge you to be bold in your proposals for climate action in this region. They need to lead us towards a sustainable future, one that benefits this region and the entire world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Executive Secretary, for your inspiring remarks. And I would like now I have now the great pleasure to invite Mr.
Merci,
Khalid
Mr.
Senior Advisor to His
Secrétaire,
Royal
pour
Highness, the
cet
Minister of Energy
gentil
and
mot.
Chief Climate Negotiator of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, to share his thoughts with us, please.
Et maintenant, on va écouter pour le ministère secrétaire d'Arabie Saoudite pour des énergies.
Dear colleagues, first let me welcome you to the Kingdom of Saudi
Bienvenue
Arabia. We're really
à tout le
so
monde
happy and it's a great
en Arabie Saoudite.
and privilege, as a matter of fact, to hold
C'est un honneur
week
pour nous
the MENA
pour faire cette
it has been really
semaine
a great start
en Arabie
yesterday.
Saoudite.
We hope that during this week we
C'était
can
très
also
bien
those important
commencé hier.
that will help us hopefully have really a pivotal action and a pivotal decision in COP28.
Et on va faire
Forward towards
beaucoup de choses
really, closing the gap that we have seen
à l'année prochaine,
the implementation of the
au
climate action.
2000.
Thank you,
20.
Simon. I think you have a great remark that
Huit.
really put together
Et
a
merci
way
pour
forward.
Mr.
Many of
Simon.
the elements that you have said, we fully associate ourselves with and hope that this would
Et
really,
beaucoup de choses que
be a
Mr.
week
Salmon
that
dit,
really reflects,
qu'on a,
you know, how this region could really contribute.
on espère que
outcomes that,
tout ce qu'il a dit
with that, I think
va
I'll
bien.
just keep my remarks very brief. But I wish to underscore three important
On va dire quelques mots
for us. The MENA region
ou
has
bien
challenges, but
trois choses
it also
qu'on
has
va
great potential
parler
for
avec.
action across all tracks. This week will provide you with the opportunity to deliver deeper into both through the views and perspectives of
Et on
government
va parler
officials,
avec les
the private sector, academia, experts, non-government organizations, and youth, which is going to be really great
beaucoup de
to move the views that we have here within this region. Secondly, the MENA Climate Week is under the banner of Global Stocktake and is a crucial moment to outline how different regions may pave their own path to a more sustainable future through their own national circumstances and priorities. And we all know that this region is very unique compared to other regions where
on va parler avec
there must
quelques
be a suit that would fit
partir
these regions in
avec le
contributing to
climat.
global efforts that we have on the climate actions.
Et comment on va
Last
faire
but not least,
pour
let us,
toutes
this
les
week and the track events to highlight the solutions that will take this region forward in
tout le monde
enhanced climate action and
partager
discuss the needed enablers and cooperation to make them a reality. With that, I wish you all the best, and I really wish you a great 4 tracks that would really bring
et
us
comme
closer
ça
and
qu'on
closer
va
to
faire.
have a great decision, hopefully in COP28. Thank you.
On espère que tous les 4.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abouleif, and for reminding us of both the challenges, but most importantly, the opportunities the region presents
Merci
to
pour
contribute
Mr.
to
Kay
solutions. I would now like to invite
pour
our
parler
partners
avec les
to share their perspectives on the importance of the discussions to take place here at the MENA Climate Week.
et maintenant on
How
va
regional
parler avec
collaboration can be also a driver of global progress. So I have the pleasure to first invite Mr. Abdallah Al-Dardari, Assistant Secretary General and Regional Director for Arab States from the United Nations Development Programme to speak. Sir.
on va écouter pour Mr. Abdullah
I'd have to remove
pour
this if I will move
écouter.
it. So if you don't mind, I'll speak from here. Good morning. It's a great honor and a pleasure to be here in Saudi Arabia for this very
Bonjour.
exciting event.
C'était bien d'être ici en Arabie Saoudite.
And in the process, is very happy to be
Ici, en
working globally
Arab
and in the
pays,
region on the issues of energy transition and the
on
nature
espère
of
que
those two intertwined tracks are extremely important for us. What
on
UNDP
fait
is
beaucoup de choses
interested
avec
is actually and
Arab
working
pays.
on is actually to make sure that the track towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and the track towards achieving the Paris Agreement are intertwined and they feed into each other. That's very important
On
because
espère
we
qu'on
see
faire
today
de
that we will not be able to achieve the
ce
SDGs
qu'on
by
fait au
2030
Paris.
if we follow conventional development trajectories. We need to make sure, and we are helping countries around the world to link their
On
NDCs
espère
to
on
their
a
national development
faire
plans and
comme
to their national investment plans.
au
We
2030.
have managed in the last few years to mobilize $2.8 billion of grant funding that leveraged around $10 billion in private sector and other investments in those fields. That's not enough. That's far from enough. So better planning, better targeting, and better finance is crucial if we want to achieve both the SDGs and the climate
Le meilleur
objectives.
plan qu'on
We
faire
have
que le
also
meilleur plan.
managed in our region, in the MENA region, to mobilize $1 billion and spend them in the areas of energy transition and in climate offer. And that helped us to mobilize and leverage about 2.8 billion of private and other public investments in this field. Again, that's way below what the region needs in investments for achieving both the climate
On a fait avec 8 millions,
objectives and climate
mais c'est
Paris
pas beaucoup.
agreements and the SDGs.
On
In the
espère qu'on
region
fait mieux.
specifically, we are happy
Comme
to
on
partner
a
with
dit au
a
Paris.
number of course, first of all, our partners around this room, but also with other institutions.
On est bien
to
content
do
de
three
faire
basic
cet
things.
event.
From now until 2030, we will be working on a comprehensive regional strategy and program for water security.
On va faire mieux
We will be working on a
pour les
comprehensive integrated regional
le
program
secrétaire
for food
de
security
l'eau.
and for a regional integrated and comprehensive program on energy transition. Those three tracks are actually
On va
should
faire
be looked at as
aussi
one
de
bundle.
énergie.
They are not separated. The challenge
Et
is
ces
how do
trois
we
choses,
interlink them and how do we use them to feed into our achieving our climate requirements and
c'était
at the same
très
time
important
feed into
ensemble.
the development
Mais
strategies
on
and
va
the
faire
achievement of the SDGs. This requires using science.
chaque
So we will be actually using artificial intelligence, and we have already agreed with the regional centers and centers of excellence in artificial intelligence to use artificial intelligence, machine learning, geospatial data, and GIS in order to identify the opportunities and the challenges of the future. And then we are already negotiating with the financial markets, capital markets in the region to take our climate finance offer to the next level to make sure that we provide the opportunity of the matching between demand for these projects and the supply of financing to those projects. As you know, it's not a shortage of money that we have in the region. It's actually a shortage of
c'est
well-designed
pas
project
problème
pipelines
de l'argent,
that
mais
could be brought
on doit
to the sources
bien
of finance.
préparer
So UNDP will be working intensively
pour aider
on
comment
that
faire.
area, to bridge the gap between sources of finance and the requirements
Donc
of
on
both
va
our achieving our climate
travailler
finance projects
plus
and our requirements for the SDGs.
pour qu'on
Now,
faire
sometimes people think that achieving those
tout
types
ce qu'il
of
faut pour
investments
cet
may be at the expense
event.
of equity, maybe at the expense of inclusion. Our main task here is to ensure that no one is left behind.
Et
We don't
j'espère
believe
que
of
vos
this trade-off. We believe that investment in climate and in the SDGs can only be successful through an inclusive trickle-up, bottom-up strategies for the region and for the world. So our commitment to work together, because not a single agency can achieve this alone, our commitments to work with the people of the region and the governments of the region is unwavering. and our commitment to innovation and to bringing out-of-the-box ideas into how to optimize our investments and our efforts to achieve our goals is also unwavering. Let me stop at that, please, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Assistant Secretary General. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Sami Dimasi, the representative
Merci.
Regional Director at UN Environment, to share.
Merci pour Monsieur Sami.
Good morning.
Monsieur
Ladies and
Sami
gentlemen,
Dimasi,
I am
elle
really
parle
deeply
maintenant.
honored to stand before you today.
Bonjour.
The climate crisis
Je suis
is
très
not a
content
distant threat.
que je
It is
parle
really upon us, impacting our planet's precious resources and the livelihood of us all. The MENA
Il y a
region
beaucoup de
stands as
problèmes
one of the
donc,
most severely affected
dans la
areas
planète.
by climate change. It boasts the unfortunate distinction
Et
of
notre
being
région
both the hottest and driest
est
region on Earth.
changée.
Fast forwarding to the year 2050, by then the population of the MENA region is projected to double,
Changée de climat.
surging beyond
Donc,
600 million people.
En
This impending demographic shift
2013,
will exert
il va
immense
changer
pressure on the region's already stretched resources,
parce que
including water, food supplies, and critical infrastructure. However,
qu'il y a
we must
beaucoup
not
de
lose
sources,
sight
un
of the
peu,
silver lining on this ominous
un
cloud.
peu de
The MENA region possesses both the human capital and natural resources needed to forge a resilient climate future. By harvesting these strengths, it can not only safeguard its own well-being,
Donc.
but also contribute significantly to the global effort to fulfill the commitments of the Paris Agreement, ensuring a sustainable and prosperous future for all. As we kickstart
Donc on va
climate
marcher sur
action,
le
discussions during MENA Week, let us work together
sur la
on
région
leveraging
de
this
Varie
platform to highlight our region's climate challenges and showcase successful initiatives
Et on
driving
va-
positive change. Historically, our region's contribution to global
On va
greenhouse gas
marcher
emissions has stood at a mere 5%, while our primary
Sur les
focus
règles
remains on
de
adapting
Paris.
to the impacts of climate change. It is crucial to underscore that our region
Et
also
l'objectif,
acknowledges the significance
principal
of mitigation efforts. Many countries in the regions have already committed to achieving
Le
net
carbone
greenhouse gas
et,
emissions neutrality,
on va
typically
moins
around
le carbone.
2050 and 2060. Likewise, many countries in the regions
Donc,
have embraced the circular carbon economy
50,
CCE approach.
60.
The transition
Elle va-
towards the net
sera
zero carbon
très
future
bien.
can be greatly accelerated by reducing methane emissions. Notably, 10 countries in the
Et,
region have
elle
already
va
pledged
essayer
their support to
de
the
faire
global
ça.
methane pledge. Furthermore, numerous companies based in the region actively participate
On
in
va-
the Oil and Gas Methane Partnership
On
2.0.
va utiliser le méthane,
Turning to cooling,
le gaz de méthane,
which transcends the realms
pour,
of mitigation and adaptation. It is a matter of climate justice. With the global cooling
pour les
pledge
scies.
championed by the COP28 UAE presidency and backed by the UNEP-led Cool Coalition, we have a distinctive opportunity to act and transform COP28 into a cool COP. In
Donc on
closing,
a bonne
I wish to
chance
emphasize
de faire
UNEP's
ça.
steadfast commitment to
Et
assisting
enfin,
the region in addressing the climate crisis by setting in motion
Je
transformative
peux
actions.
dire
I thank you very much and wish really
On
that
va
we
faire
speak
ça.
to each other very openly and very
Avec
cooperatively to work together.
courage.
Partners, international organizations, governments,
Merci pour tous.
so youth, as without
Merci pour
having
les
this
gens.
collaboration together, the chances of actually moving forward will be much
Donc,
slimmer. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dimasi. And I would like now to invite Mr. Luis Tineo, who's a manager at the World Bank and interim CEO of the Climate Investment Funds, to share his remarks.
Thanks. Good morning, all. It's a privilege to be here speaking on behalf of the World Bank. We are also thankful to the
Je suis content de parler avec
and the UNFCCC for
l'Arabie
inviting
Saoudite
us to partner in this effort this week in MENA Climate
et pour
Week.
les climateurs.
We are proud to be partners since
États-Unis.
2006. And
On est bien content
along
d'être ici.
those years, we have learned
Au
quite a great
2006.
deal, not only about what we can
On a fait
contribute
beaucoup de
as an
choses,
organization, financing organization,
pas
but
seulement
also what we are doing
pour
together
la
with
finance,
others. I would not repeat what
mais
my
on a
colleagues
aussi fait
already
beaucoup de
said.
choses
We are here because we are concerned about the
avec mes
climate crisis.
collègues.
We are very much aligned with the assessments made by our partners, including our
Dans le
own.
climateur,
So in the MENA region, we are very much aware that the climate crisis is hitting really hard.
ici,
Heat
d'Europe,
stress is an obvious. And of course, the exacerbation of water scarcity is the second.
il y a beaucoup
And
de
this is affecting
chauffeurs.
pretty much everything else. While we say this, we also
Il va
acknowledge
bien.
that the World Bank has a role to play here. We are the largest climate
On est
finance
bien dans tout le monde.
organization. And of that, we provide the region with about 35% of
changer les
our portfolio
climateurs.
and resources. But we just not do finance.
Il y a
We do also
35%
technical assistance and we
de
do
le monde.
analytics. And over the years, that is what we are learning. And
Et on va faire-
this week, we would like to contribute by adding our recent products that combine the needs to reconcile and integrate development and climate. We call it our diagnostic,
On est bien mettre à
the
tout le monde
CCDRs,
de ce qu'on peut faire.
climate development and climate reports. We
Et
have
comment on
done
va faire
24
pour aider
of them. And
ces
so far
problèmes.
they have been well received. We hope that during this week we can
On a fait
share the
déjà
lessons learned from
24
these reports. We
articles.
would like to exchange with all of you also on different ways
On
of
aime bien de
structuring climate smart finance.
Partager
We are taking right now a view
dans
that
cet
if we
objet.
want to tackle the climate crisis, it's not going to be one project at a time. We need to take a whole of
Si
economy
vous voulez
approach to
les
this.
solutions
And for that, tackling
pour
you know,
comment on va
the
faire pour
the
chaleur
institutions,
de climatique,
the financial sector, the central banks, the ministries of finance, tackling regulations, incentives for subsidies,
on
or
va
towards
il faut
better
travailler
use
avec
of
tout le monde.
subsidies for decarbonizing whole economies. I mean, we have a whole set of services right now to our countries. We are very
Pour,
proud of the
éliminer
partnership that we have
du
with
carbone
countries such as
au monde.
Morocco, Jordan, Egypt, where we are doing very well.
On a
We
fait
hope
aussi
to
avec
expand this to other
l'Égyptien
countries.
au Jordan.
And, well, this week is a good opportunity to exchange. 30 of
On va
us
faire
coming from
plus
all
avec
different
l'autre pays.
countries are here and available to support
Il
this
y a
dialogue.
30
But
personnes
let's not
avec
forget
différents
one thing,
pays.
that we are here because in COP28 we need to do
Mais
the
n'oubliez pas
stock take.
qu'on est ici
And it was highlighted yesterday
pour
at the
commencer.
ministerial that we are really off track. And this week is precisely an opportunity for bringing us together and start consolidating
Donc, on va
actions
faire
that
cette
can
semaine
bring us back on track
pour
towards a better, sustainable
Pour-
and more livable planet. I'll stop here and make my colleagues and myself
parler
available
avec
through the week.
tout le
Thank you so
monde
much.
de cette semaine. Et
Thank
merci
you very
pour
much, and to all our partners, the collaboration with you is
Shukran.
fundamental to the success
Merci
of
à-
this and all climate weeks. So we really appreciate and look forward to
vous,
continue
c'est
working
très
with
important
you.
pour
Your remarks
nous
indeed highlight the
faire
importance
cette
of MENA
semaine.
Climate Week 2023 as a space to provide region-focused
On va parler
solutions
avec
to
beaucoup
address
de
climate challenges in the Middle East and North
solutions
Africa, particularly
cette
in the
semaine.
context of what was mentioned, how to contribute to the global stocktake.
Comme
Now,
mon
please,
collègue
I
a
will
dit,
provide a quick overview, I know we're a bit over time, of the
et on
thematic
va voir
tracks.
avec le 4.
At the Regional Climate Week, the thematic track discussions offer a
Important.
platform for policymakers, practitioners, business, and civil
C'est le
society
premier.
to exchange on climate solutions, approaches for overcoming barriers, and
C'est
maximize
énergie,
opportunities in the MENA region. These discussions will focus on 4 major systems-based tracks and will inform the global
les
stocktake.
cities
These track
et les
discussions
transferts.
offer governments and all stakeholders the
troisième,
opportunity to identify impactful initiatives that can be replicated
c'est
and
le de
scaled
l'eau
up.
et de
These
l'océan.
discussions should inspire action
Et
at all levels. We want to hear how you intend to accelerate climate action, and we want to open space for more cooperation by all stakeholders, governments, private
C'est
sector,
important de parler
youth,
avec
civil society,
tout le
all
monde
stakeholders.
de deux,
All the
trois.
events to be organized and delivered
elle doit
under
tout le monde
these
que
systems-based tracks can also contribute
partager cet
substantively to the global stocktakes process
event.
by identifying region-relevant actions and timelines to accelerate progress that keep the 1.5-degree trajectory within reach. We encourage all stakeholders to bring your viewpoints and voices to these discussions. We want to hear from regional and local governments, private
Prendre une
sector leaders,
décision
investors, youth, scientists, academics,
tous les
indigenous peoples, and
gouvernements
more. Your participation
locaux
can inform the global stocktake
dans
and
le
make a
monde.
positive difference in local communities. The thematic track discussions begin this morning, right away after this session. In the rooms you will see in the screen. Track 1 will start in
commencer
Zone 8,
aujourd'hui.
Tier 1, and you see the schedule for the
Le
other tracks.
premier
Please do grab a quick coffee and come to this
va
discussion
être
ready
dans
to
la
share
zone 1
perspectives and solutions.
et numéro
The discussions will
numéro
take
2
place
va
from
être
today
dans
until Thursday, so you can follow either one track or provide your views on different tracks. Please do check the
On va
MENA
parler d'aujourd'hui.
Climate Week app or the webpage or the screens throughout the venue for times and locations. On Thursday, we will reconvene at the closing of the thematic
va
tracks
rentrer
plenary to share the key
avec cette,
insights and takeaways from the discussions. Finally, we look forward to hearing all voices in these discussions.
Et finalement, on va
And we look
parler
forward
avec
to hearing
Wednesday.
your insights and solutions, and let's see how the MENA region can contribute to the global progress.
on va
Thank you
parler
very
avec
much, and
les
thanks again
solutions,
to our partners.
ce qu'on a fait avec cette semaine. Et merci pour vous.